Welcome back. Your ego and you. This is Berwick Mahdi of PowerUpWithMahdi.com. I'm so excited about this series. I'm excited about it because you get an opportunity to finally learn how to drive your life. So right now we're going to talk about how the ego got behind the wheel in the first place. How the ego ends up driving you to all the places you don't want to go and keeps driving you there over and over and over again. Look in your life and see those places where you keep experiencing the same shit over and over again, and you're wondering, how in the hell do I get out of this? You keep attracting the same kind of men, different faces, but same results. You keep being upset by the same shit. You keep having the same conversations with the same people, and more importantly, you keep ending up right back in the same place you've already been. Why? It's because your ego is driving your life. So how did the ego get there in the first place? Let's talk about something that Carl Jung, famous psychologist, said about the ego that will help us understand how the ego gets behind the wheel, and then we'll proceed from there. So Carl Jung said, the world will ask you who you are. And when you say, I don't know, the world will then proceed to tell you who you are. And who the world tells you that you are becomes your ego. Essentially, what Carl Jung was saying is that your ego is who you are trying to be for other people. That's right, people. The moment you start trying to be something for someone else, your ego gets behind the wheel. And your ego it drives the vehicle for the world. Your ego is much like spyware, and how spyware is used to overtake your computer so that it drives your computer even when you're on it. So the world uses your ego to drive your life. In other words, your ego hijacks your mind and drives your life. That's right. Your attempt to be something for someone else, your attempt to be more like someone else, your attempt to prove that you're not like someone else, or your attempt to prove that you're better than someone else, are all the ways your ego gets behind the wheel and drives your life to the only place your ego knows how to drive it, and that's to misery. That's to unhappiness. That's to frustration. That's to sadness, anger, and hostility. That's the job of your ego. Your ego's job is to reveal to you the path to unhappiness so that you will see it so clearly that you will want to eagerly choose the path of your authentic self. So in our next episode, we are going to talk about how does the ego get to stay behind the damn wheel for so long. Because for most of us, our ego has been driving our lives almost our entire lives. 60 and 70-year-old people still being driven by the ego, still living to try to be something for someone else, still trying to be things for our parents, still trying to compete with our peers and to prove to our peers that we're not this or we're not that. Our ego is driving our life, people. Look around us. Very few people are happy because people are being driven by the ego. We're in an ego-driven world. Stay tuned for our next episode where I will go into how the ego has managed to stay behind the wheel for so long. Peace.